We're back. What is up, everyone? Welcome into the Full Coverage Football Show. My name is Jeremy. That's my boy Drew at Detroit Dave 7 on Twitter. I am at Somerville CLE on Twitter. What is happening, brother? How you been?
I don't know. That's just vibing out to that jam at the beginning. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm doing
It's a killer
good.
theme.
Like, how much better could I be doing? Like, I haven't talked football in a while, to be honest with you. It's been like golf. I'm excited to talk some football, my friend.
And the thing is, we don't even have anything like on the field products to talk about yet.
No.
This is our police blotter edition because everything happening in the NFL right now is not good.
Long. The offseason's too long, and what happens, and we see it every year. People just start getting arrested and shit, right?
Yeah.
That's just what happens. So
I got nothing else to do.
Yeah. So that's kind of where it's at right now. I mean, it's been like a string of days of arrests and weird things. But that's kind of off season. I mean,
That's not a good thing to say, but you're absolutely right. Like, it's the way it's been. When we look at this, like, the big story right now is Richard Sherman. I mean, burglary, domestic violence, I think is the charge.
The Harvard grad.
Yes, the Harvard grad. And then he's hitting cars, driving off. I mean, it is a crazy story going on, but now he is out on his own recognizance and then back in court tomorrow morning. I mean, did you listen to the 911 call?
Yeah, recognizance. Well done with that pronunciation. Yes, I did listen to the 911 call. The dispatcher sucked.
Yeah.
I think everybody agrees on that. Like, she was like, hey, you need to listen. It's like, hey, I'm the one where shit's messed up, right? Like,
Yeah, no
I'm
kidding.
the one that needs to be talking right now. But no, it seems like everything that ever happens, like recently, like the next day, like the other person comes out and is like, no, everything's fine. Like, and it's like, yeah. So the police report things, it does seem out of character for Richard Sherman, but man, alcohol make you do anything, right?
Yeah. I drank a bottle of Hennessy and a bottle of something else, they said.
Yeah, so I don't put it past anybody. But yeah, the car incident, he crashed into a concrete barrier. He left the scene of the crime. He's escorting folks out. Yeah, it just like, and I know like he dipped, but the car came back to him potentially. But he says that it's family members driving the car. Of course, it's very coincidental.
It's always family members.
It's always somebody. But yeah, I mean, I want to say this. It doesn't sound like the allegations are as serious as maybe like, I don't want to downplay the situation, but like, it doesn't sound like he harmed her at all. He was beating up like the uncle or some shit. Like, I don't know.
It's an insane story, especially for Sherman, because it's something you don't expect out of him. And I mean, what that comes down to is he's facing no felony charges, but one count of misdemeanor criminal trespass with a domestic violence designation, malicious mischief, say that 5 times fast, DUI, resisting arrest, and he has another hearing on Friday. So, I mean, this is a crazy story, not nearly as bad as what we thought. And for those that listen to the 911 call, I was thinking about playing it on here, but no, if you want to find it, go find it. It's a messed up thing listening to the 911 call, and the dispatcher was god-awful. Yeah. Terrible at their job. They should get fired for that.
Hey, they're getting canceled.
Yeah, they definitely need
to
cancel that shit.
For sure. Like, in this day and age, it sucks because like you'll be like, that wasn't me. They're like, we brought in a forensic team. They deciphered that voice exactly matches up to yours. You're fired, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And while we're talking Sherm, I mean, this dude's a free agent right now. It's not looking good for any team to pick him up at this point, and now it's looking even worse. Does he end up on a roster this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course. It might not be week 1, but Richard Sherman will be on a roster. Yeah, he's going to be on a team. Again, and I'm not downplaying drunk driving, smashing a car, beating up the uncle or whatever it was, but again, like we've seen. I'm not going to bring up acts. Like Greg Hardy played another game, right? Yeah. Like, so
hey, speaking of Greg Hardy, he got laid out this weekend.
Everybody loved it.
Bravo.
But like, you know, and again, not downplaying the situation, but like, this is the NFL. He may be suspended for X amount of games, but he'll definitely play this year. This is like, in the terms of NFL crime and their investigative team, this is not a 16 or 17 gamer, in my opinion.
NFL crime, this is stealing a pack of bubble gum.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And while we're keeping with this fun police blotter we got going on, let's move on to another guy. We'll move on from the Sherman story. Everyone's talked about it for the past 2 days. How about Dwayne Haskins? Dwayne Haskins didn't do anything necessarily, but he's in the news for the wrong reasons because his fiance or wife, Kalebra Gondrazik Haskins, I guess wife, faces felony charge of battery and domestic violence resulting in bodily harm stemming from punching Dwayne Haskins in the mouth at the Cosmopolitan on July 3rd. I mean, the off season is too damn long right now. You hit it.
Yeah. But my favorite, right? So you said the incident was on July 3rd, right?
Yes.
Did I hear that right? So Dwayne Haskins posts, "Hey, yo, chill, y'all. I got all my teeth." Yeah, man, you had ample time to go ahead and get your tooth put back in. Of course, you got all your teeth.
It's been almost
now.
2 weeks.
Yeah, like, come on, dude. Like, we're not buying that. Like, you got punched in the mouth. And listen, like, again, we'll see. I want to know, like, how. I mean, she's being charged, I would think, right? Like,
She is being charged. I mean,
it's just you can walk around punching people.
No, and this is an NFL player getting knocked out for once, or punched at least, rather than the other way around. So this is kind of a feel-good story in a way, in a weird sort of way in the NFL. Now, moving on to our next police blotter story here. Barkevious Mingo, signed by the Falcons. Seems like he's been on every team in the NFL lately.
Yours and blue.
Yep. He gets released by the Falcons, contract terminated, due to a charge of indecency with a child and sexual contact. Apparently in a hotel, he grabbed some kid by the underwear, and that's where this story starts. That's about all I know about it. I mean, Barkevious obviously says it's a misunderstanding, it didn't really happen, but these stories, man, they just get more and more bizarre. Now, this is a story that's not stealing bubblegum. This is something much more serious, and the allegations are terrible. And I'm glad the Falcons let him go. Regardless of whether it's true or not, you're in this situation. You did something wrong here.
Yeah, you got to get out in front of it as an organization, right? You just got to get out in front of it. These are kind of hard to speak to.
Yeah.
If he claims he grabs them, why are we grabbing people by the underwear? I guess would be
Especially
my first
kids.
question. Yeah, exactly. Especially kids. Kids. Yeah. However, it seems very strange, and I don't know if Arcavius movement, just the whole situation. It seems kind of crazy. I don't know what to say on this one. I really don't.
I don't either. So
because I'm not going to accuse the man of something, but like again, and if he didn't do it, like how messed up is that to make a claim like that against somebody? Like,
but you also hit it. Like, get out in front of it. If this didn't happen, if you didn't do anything, be like, hey, all right, let's get out ahead of it. Let's make sure everyone knows what really happened here. Tell your side of the story first. Don't let it get to this point, or don't put yourself in this situation. And now let's move on from that. Our final story in the police blotter. First 10 minutes of a show for the first time in 10 weeks, it feels like, and we're doing 10 minutes of damn police blotter, but off season's too damn long. Frank Clark, who's not any stranger to getting in trouble.
Scumbag.
He will face charges for felony firearm possession, apparently, in L.A., Los Angeles County. I mean, October 4th, he will go to his hearing, and, I mean, odds are this guy's getting suspended. I mean, this isn't his first time in trouble. You got to think he's missing some games on this, right?
Yeah, and his rap sheets is a pretty unsettling one as well, I guess I'll say. So I don't even want to get into that, but what's this? What are we doing? Like, so we're giving these guys chances based off of, they have this is the NFL.
Yep.
If you're a bottom of the roster guy and you beat up a girl, like, you're not going to play in the NFL again.
Yep.
If you have cachet around this league and we know that you can play, there's a little more leeway. And I want to say a little more leeway. There's a hell of a lot more leeway. But at what point it's like with this guy, like, we know he's a bad dude. We know he's basically just has a job because he's really, really good. And I get you want the team and organization to win, but like, at what point do you say this guy clearly is? I don't understand why everybody's got to be driving around with guns and stuff. Like, I don't get it. I just like I'm not driving around with guns. I don't know.
You're rich. I get it. You can have a gun. You can carry a gun. Get your permit. Carry a gun. You don't need to carry a damn arsenal with you. I mean, this guy's
he's like legally able to get a gun.
Yeah, at this point, it's probably not based on his history. You're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at this. His hearing is week 5 when the Chiefs, I believe, play Philadelphia. I mean, is this going to keep him out of the season up until then? Are they going to hold him out? Are they going to be like, I'll play the first few games, miss for court, and then NFL will take it from there? Or does NFL have to get out ahead of this and suspend him until the court hearing?
Yeah, so kind of both of what you said. So the NFL definitely needs to step in and do something. However, he'll play until the court date if the NFL doesn't step up and say something. So it's kind of both, right? I mean, it really is. Like, the NFL needs to. Again, this isn't a guy this is not like a first offense guy. Like, this is kind of like a cut and dry case to an extent, right? He got caught with a gun. Like, what? It's not like this needs to go to the court of law. Like what are we doing here? Like, what trial are you going to? Like, that you had a gun in your possession? I don't know. It's like so he should for sure be suspended. And then, but however, if you're Kansas City or whatever, why if you're the Chiefs, why are you're going to play him if the league's going to let you play him? Simple enough.
Yeah.
I
mean, this is a team who's been to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. They're looking to go back. They're going to do everything they can. I mean, they're letting him play. 5-year, $100 million contract he signed after they got him from Seattle. I mean, we know he's going to play. NFL has to step ahead. But let's get out of this. Let's move on from the police blotter. Let's get into something fun. I guess a little bit more fun. And that's talking actual guys who should play. Franchise tags. Today was the designation, the final day you can sign extension for franchise guys. 7 players, 6 of them didn't get signed to an extension. Only one guy did, and that was Taylor Moton of the Panthers. I mean, good move for them. Gave him a lot of money, $72 million, I believe, over 4 years, if I saw the deal right.
Yeah.
I mean,
big boy money. I mean,
that is definitely big boy money.
You pay your offensive lineman, man.
And you have to, especially if you're the Panthers. I mean, you got Sammy Darnold back there who's seen ghosts. We know that.
What about the guy behind him? That's the guy I worry. Like,
yeah,
I mean, the guy literally in the formation behind him. I'm sorry, that was kind of confusing.
No, I knew what you meant.
Yeah, so you gotta make sure the big boys are taken care of.
And it's a good move for them. I mean, flat out. Other guys who didn't get signed, hopefully they work out deals with their team. We don't want to see guys leaving their teams who are fits, especially when you're doing the franchise. That's all we need to talk about on that. It's a boring subject. Let's have some fun. Let's get into a fun subject. And it's not even necessarily football. Let's go into Drew and Jay BS about their day.
Oh, lovely.
If this thing plays.
Drew and Jay BS about their day.
All right, brother. How'd your day go today?
Golf.
Yeah,
so I was up at maybe 6 or 7. So if anybody doesn't know, it's the Open Week or the British Open Week. If the fans across the pond would prefer you say the Open Week. And it's a good one. So you can turn golf on at 1:30 in the morning is when the coverage will begin. And it'll go to about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's literally a jam-packed day of golf. You can watch as much as you want. So my guy Speedy, as you know, doing good things. And so my day was very good as far as that goes. And then unfortunately, I have a small soccer report, but not a full-blown one because I stayed at home and went swimming with my kid, my son, Rory, and we had a good time because it was like 90. It was like a hot spell. So we did some swimming. My wife went with my daughter. Oh, I didn't tell you last week because we were gone. I know it's BS about our day, but last week, messy. She's straight up messy out there. She didn't score any goals or anything, but she didn't run to me crying for snacks. So I want to label that like a Messi or Ronaldo type skill level. And this week, I guess she did good for like 30 to 40 minutes, and then she just started doing somersaults. But we're going to take that as a win.
Hey,
So
I'm down with the somersaults.
So soccer was good. Work, I don't want to talk about that, kind of sucks, but I did a golf show with my dad earlier, which was good. And yeah, man.
Catch that. I'm sure you can catch it at Detroit Dave 7. I'm sure it's on there.
Yeah,
check it out. Golf talk, especially with his pops, always good and fun. Watch that.
How about yourself, my friend?
Man, I've been working like crazy.
And he moved.
Yeah. That's why we've been gone.
Yeah, so he's been working like 70 hours and he moved. So I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, man, I've been working like 60, 70 hours a week, fueling up on watermelon Red Bull. Red Bull, what's up? Just send me some watermelon Red Bull because that stuff's keeping me alive right now.
There's a watermelon Red Bull, huh?
Yeah, it's delicious. I'm not a big fan of energy drinks, but you put watermelon in anything, I'm going to eat it. I love some watermelon. I'm a fat dude who loves watermelon. Watermelon Twizzlers, watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Give me some watermelon anytime. And hey, those companies too. You listen to this? Yeah. Send it this way. But doing that while moving, while trying to be the single dad type. What's up, ladies? How you doing? I got 2 baby girls, and I let them paint my nails. Anyway, today, crazy day, just working. Tried to watch some golf. Try to keep up with you. I got up 5 o'clock, man, and I'm like, there's golf on right now? I got one eye open. I'm like, this is phenomenal. So for 2 hours, when I should have been getting ready for work and going to work, I watched golf instead. But hey, that's about it, man. It's just been crazy, crazy time working. And now I'm just glad, I literally rushed home, kind of washed my face real quick, sat my ass in this chair, and now we're doing the show. But yeah, that's what the fun part is. And then we got to talk about police blotters and shit.
Yeah. That's kind of off season. Oh yeah. That's what we do. This week we just had enough to make it a segment of multiple.
Yeah. Usually we'll put it all together.
Yeah. So I appreciate it.
But hey, coming up on the show, you guys, we got a fun thing coming up. We're gonna talk marijuana versus opioids, and if the NFL should finally say, hey, let these dudes smoke weed rather than taking a whole bunch of pills. And we might have a former NFL quarterback coming on the show to talk about how he switched from taking about 40 Percocets a day to smoking weed and just feeling less pain that way. We'll see. We'll get both sides of the story. We do have a weed expert, actually, that I have booked for that show, which I never thought I'd say in my life, a weed expert. I want to know how you become that. That's pretty cool. We'll get him on the show. Hopefully this quarterback comes on. If not, hey, Ricky Williams, you watching the show with Red Bull.
Yeah, Ricky's sitting with Red Bull.
Was watching earlier. Love Spieth Thomas. Haven't seen my fave Rory, and don't believe Jeremy does not work hard in the nail comment. Jeremy, now I'm scared. Hey, I let the kids paint my nails. Kids want to do spa. I don't care. And she told me it was clear. I don't know if you can see this, but it is clear, but it's also metallic clear.
Hey, Rhonda, this is a judgment-free zone. We all have our opinions. We're just going to let him go with what he does. He's got daughters. It's
just a dude rocking painted nails and a man bun.
All of a sudden, his hair's getting long. I'm not sure what we got going on here, but we'll see.
We're not going to talk about my transition on the show until I show up one day, and I'm like, hey, y'all. Yeah. When I get rid of the beard, you'll know. But anyway, not judging anyone who does that either. I know some people, they're cool. Whatever.
Yeah,
do you good. Whatever makes you happy in life. But let's move on. Let's talk football on the field again. We're coming up on the season, man. We're 6-7 weeks away from actual football that matters.
Let's make it this. Let's make it you.
All right.
Over under 6 weeks, 3.5 arrests.
Oof. This week has been interesting.
This week we've already hit the over.
Yeah, I think it's going to slow down. I'm going to go with the under because we got camp coming up.
I don't want to say arrests, but I want to say incidents that are worthy of. Okay, so we're on the same page.
I'm going to go under because they got camp coming up, and hopefully these guys are going to camp, getting on the field. But we're talking about. All right, Rhonda's commenting again. You didn't ask me to be your weed expert. 6'3", I'm sure I have more experience than Weed Man. And Drew, you had me laughing. Rhonda, thank you for commenting. And you know what? If our other weed expert falls through,
I love a good weed expert, Rhonda. Bless you.
We'll get another weed expert. We'll call Rhonda up. She'll come on high as a kite and have a good time. It'll be a fun time. But anyway, I don't even know what we're talking about. Arrest under 3.5. I'm going to go with because training camp's coming up.
I'll go with under 2. We'll see what happens.
We're talking about training camp starting next week, and we got to start figuring out. Not necessarily. We don't have to do preview. We kind of previewed throughout the entire off season, week by week, before we went on this hiatus again. And This light just not working. I don't know what's going on here. I got to redo this whole setup
You just
for
moved.
next
You're
week.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm like, why do I keep getting darker here? I'm like fading into the background. I'm blending in with the wall here. But nonetheless, let's talk about teams. We'll go power rankings, 32 to 27. Who's the worst team in the league
Houston.
at 32?
Houston.
And it's not even close. I
Yeah.
mean, this roster, even with Deshaun Watson.
You know, we're about to get into the season where like a dude makes a catch in training camp, and like everybody just that's all they can talk
Yep.
about. If somebody makes an OBJ catch, and they're like, "Oh my god, I got to get this guy and stuff." And
I just want OBJ to make an OBJ catch, for God's sakes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that was probably a reference. I didn't mean to hit close to home. But like this is the worst. Like it's so you just want nobody to get hurt, but like nobody cares what the hell happens. Like you'll see highlights, and nobody cares. If you're dictating who you think's gonna be good off of training camp highlights, bless you.
Yep. I mean, we talked about it before with the Jordan Love stuff. How the tight end coach was fanning him off, like, "Oh, you're so hot in these, meaningless practices." Like, no one cares about that. Get through these 3 preseason games. Keep your team healthy. I'll see you week 1, second week of September, for football that matters. 17 games this year. It's gonna be fun. We got 17 games to talk about.
Yeah.
And we got 2-year reigning champion here. You of whipping my ass on the game picks. After last year, you came back from like 10 games down.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not a big deal because it's expected, right? I'm out here slanging delicious picks. But no, it was a comeback last season. Thanks for reminding me of that because that really makes me feel good. Yeah, we had a late comeback, and this year we'll make sure that it's more of like something we can not worry about down the stretch, where it'll be considerable blowout.
Yeah. Hopefully I just blow you away this year and hold on to my lead. I went full on Golden State up 3-1 and just blew it in the end.
Okay, yeah, love that reference for you.
Of course, I got to feel good about that. That's the one thing we got. But Drew is going to be back with Ward's Wagers. I mean,
I'm excited.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have Chris every week again talking fantasy. We got to get on to fantasy because drafts are coming up. I mean,
yeah, like I know that you see on Twitter that everyone's done 700 of them already. Like normal people drafts are coming out. Like just normal everyday folks that do like 1 to 5 drafts are coming up, and I'm excited.
I mean, you're not drafting a high school freshman out of East Kansas. You're not worried about that yet? You haven't got your full-on franchise league?
Yeah, dude, my guy Kevin and Jeff and Christian, these guys do this. They basically just talk college players and like prospects, and it's fascinating. But man, good, like they're doing that homework. I'll watch college football. I don't.
Yeah, I will look at. I'll look at guys for the draft, not for the fantasy draft. Like once they come in the league, I'm okay, but I can't get too far into that. I got to try to live a life here, and I'm failing at that right now as is trying to do anything. But team number 31. Who's the second worst team in the league?
Oh, Christ. Probably us.
I got you or Jacksonville. That's the way I'm looking. Jacksonville and Detroit right now, 30 and 31.
I mean, we're going to win like 4 or 5 games. If we win more, listen, it's the NFL. Like, that like that could turn into 8 or 9. I don't know how, but just relax.
Your team's a weird team because you got pieces. Jared Goff can finally be the guy we expected.
It's all new, basically.
Yeah. And maybe these guys feel the competition. Maybe they feed off the head coach, and it builds into something. And maybe they don't win a lot of games, but I think they're going to be in every single game. Jacksonville, on the other hand, they're all young. They're young everywhere. Their head coach isn't experienced in the NFL yet. I mean, 30-31 for those two teams. We can sit there. 29, I got the Eagles because I don't know what to expect out of that team right now.
I don't dislike that, but I'm probably going to go with the Jets.
Yeah, I got them next.
I mean, to me, of course, we hope Zach Wilson's good, and he may be good. And the Jets have weapons, but like
they do.
But it was kind of it was almost kind of like similar to what Detroit's dealing with, where it was kind of like you have to take everything out of account, and you're all of a sudden kind of rebuilding everything from the ground up. You had these douchebag coach before that everybody hated. Now you're trying to be like the guy, like, hey, everybody, let's go and stuff. And it's different. You know what I mean?
Phone is blowing up over there, man.
It is. I'm sorry about that, everybody. That was I'm not sure who it was. Somebody from South Dakota.
One of those.
Sorry that everybody can hear that, but I want to go with the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets are the next team for me at 28. I mean, Eagles, Jets, not sure what to expect out of either one of those teams. I feel like you got some teams that you know are going to be towards the bottom of the league. Some teams you know that are going to be towards the top, maybe top 5 and bottom 5. And then everyone in between is just going to be jumbled. I mean, I think the Steelers are going to be in the mid to late 20s. I don't have them at this point, but they're a team that could be there. I got the Panthers at 27. So, I mean, the Panthers, I think they can do some things, but it all depends on what Sam Darnold learns.
Yeah, I am in the exact same spot with you. I mean, it's kind of the unknown. You know, we all want to sit here and think that, hey, you know, Sam Darnold changes scenery, some weapons, DJ Moore, CMC's back. Like, you like a lot of the things that they have going on. But at the same time, is Sam Darnold the Jets Sam Darnold? Or are we, like, just assuming that he's just going to be so much better going to the Panthers, which again, is not like we'll have to see. I think he's definitely has a better opportunity here under Matt Rule. But, like, a healthy Christian McCaffrey can help a lot of quarterbacks. And you would think that he has to be better than he was with New York. But, like, how much better, right? And so, like, that's where I can't, like, bet a lot on what I think the Panthers are going to be.
And we've talked about it on the show before. You can blame Adam Gase all you want, but some of the responsibility has to fall on Sam Darnold. And we have to see how much Sam Darnold changes as far as making himself better now that he's with the Panthers. Because you're going to go down there. Joe Brady's going to work his ass off to get you in the right situations. Matt Rule showed that he can coach. We don't know how good he is, but he kept that team together last year. They weren't that good. Kept them together, and they looked solid. I mean, they were in games.
Lost their best player.
Yeah.
For the whole season, basically.
Teddy wasn't very good, but they kept him in games. And Matt Rule showed he can kind of coach. So you know you got Brady. You know you got Matt Rule. What does Sammy Darnold do? We got to see where he comes up. But yeah, that's 27 to 32. We're similar teams, all the same 5 teams, maybe different order. But that's where we're looking. Next week, we'll do 22 or 21 to 26, something like that. And the Steelers are going to be in there because I don't think they're very good.
How
I think they're the
freaking
worst
much
team.
of a bummer is it that, like, I'm, like, debating on putting my team at the bottom of the league? Like, that sucks, man. Like, I know that they got, like, all new regime and, like, the new quarterback and shit, but it's like, man, that stinks. Like, I'm sick of being, like, down the bottom.
And I get that. I mean, and we're used to it. Both of us have been like, oh, our teams are all at the bottom. But doesn't it feel different this year? Like, I get it's a new regime. We always feel like the new regime comes in and gives you new hope. But doesn't it feel like this regime is actually trying to build it up the proper way rather than, hey, we need guys that fit a certain spot at this time on this down here, and you get a whole team of Jelani Tavais.
You didn't have to say that. No, it does. And again, like, I've been fooled lots of times. Like, you know, like, it happens, right? I think the difference is you bringing in a lot of ex-players, one, which is completely different. Think about where they were last year with this, like, practicing out in the snow for absolutely no reason, and like Matt Patricia running a dictatorship basically out there. And then, you know, now you are doing, like, cool things with your setup there. But now you look at it and it's like you're bringing in the all new fresh blood. And so, these guys, I mean, you're basically talking tons of ex-players. You got Anthony Lynn, you got Dan Campbell. I think the excitement's there. And I think that you've kind of heard that from the players as well, that, like, like for Anthony Lynn, for example, he said he had no plans coming back. He was going to take a year off. And Dan Campbell kind of grabbed him, and he was all about it and bought in. So listen, man, it may. I hope it works. I'm not going to throw all my chips in one basket here, but it definitely seems different, and it seems different from what I've kind of seen before, and I think that's a good thing based off of the shit show that I feel has been normal.
And for those teams 27-32, there's only one team I think doesn't really stand a chance at anything this year, and that's the Texans. I think they have a huge possibility of being the first team to go 0-17. I mean, that's how bad that roster is right now.
I don't think they're going to go 0-17, but
I don't. I mean, it's hard to go winless. We both know that. It is really freaking hard to do that.
So they were experts.
Yeah. Both teams. Browns, Lions. We're the 0 for experts. But that team is that bad that they could do it. Will they? Probably not, because it's really freaking hard.
If Deshaun Watson plays?
No, if Deshaun Watson plays,
then
you're winning a football game. At least 2.
I mean,
he's worth 2 wins.
Easily, yeah.
But it's the big if. If Deshaun Watson plays. I mean, we are coming up on training camp.
Little word on Deshaun Watson. Like, for I'd say a month, maybe a month and a half even.
I mean, we got training camp starting next week. Is he going to be there? Does he walk in? Do they say, hey, just stay away from the team right now? I mean,
he'll be. You ever seen like the Jamal Adams where he like tries to swipe his card, but like declines? Like that'll be Deshaun Watson. He'll be like, all right, I guess I'm not allowed in.
You know, somebody's gonna be like, hey, Deshaun, come on, sneak through a window or something. At the dorms, they're lowering sheets down so you can climb up into the dorms. I mean, they know that he's the entire franchise right now there, and
exactly.
Bob killed that roster. But hey, whatever. I mean, this has been a weird show so far. Coming back for the first time. Thank you to anybody who's watching, listening on any of the podcast networks we're on. Space Jam's coming out. The new one, Space Jam Legacy with LeBron James, Drew's favorite athlete of all time. You a big fan of the first Space Jam?
Yes.
Okay. As am I. What are you expecting out of this one?
I won't watch it.
You won't watch it at all?
No, I'm just kidding. Like, I do hate LeBron, but like... I don't want to say I'll watch it. Like, I'm going to put this in perspective, people. I've watched 2 movies in maybe 2 years. I watch like a movie a year. Like, I'm not a movie person. Like, I'm more like, I'll watch like some home renovation bullshit or like some stupid random golf video that nobody cares about. Like, I don't watch a lot of movies because 1, it just takes too damn long. And 2, like, I have 2 little kids. However, I'm sure at some point my kids are going to appreciate Space Jam. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I will watch it. And that point, I will also educate them about LeBron James and let them know why he is. Because you know my daughter always asks me, "Is he the bad guy, Daddy? Is he the bad guy?" And I'm gonna say, "You're damn right he is." But no, Space Jam before was really cool. Like, how many times do you think you've watched the original Space Jam? Like, I've watched it tons of times.
Yeah, I've probably watched it at least 30 times. I just watched it a couple months ago. I had my kids watch it, and I'm like, I realize they don't really know who the Looney Tunes are.
No, and to an extent, though, too, Jeremy, is like, I'm sure like everything is so much better. Like, this was a long time, like the CG. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's way like a better film, but like it'll never be. It's one of those things that'll never be better than the original.
Yeah,
and I haven't seen it, but like. Haven't they been talking about this movie for like 6 years?
I feel like
it's been forever.
There was the rumors for years. I mean, even before he left Miami, there was the rumors of Space Jam 2. I mean, he left Miami in 2014. This is 7 years ago. And then there were the rumors while he was in Cleveland. Oh, he's going to do it. He's going to be in a Cleveland jersey. People in Cleveland were excited. And then we won the title, and he said, I'm never leaving again. And then 2 years later, he leaves. That's the way these things work. Shit happens. But now, it's LeBron James.
The way LeBron works.
Yeah, it's the way LeBron works. Whatever. I mean, still won a title. I'm going to hang on to that. Barely.
Go ahead.
Anyway, the reason we're bringing this up is because what if we had Space Jam with NFL players and we had to build a 7-on-7 kind of squad? So 7 guys, usually in 7-on-7s, for those that don't know, if you see these high school kids, they start working 7-on-7s. No offensive linemen, no defensive linemen. It's usually.
What about a hog molly, dude? What the hell?
You can't.
You're telling me I can't take one?
No, listen, because when we say our teams, my team, I got a hog molly kind of, but he's a freak hog. I might actually have 2 freak hog mollies here, but we'll see. It's 1 quarterback, a running back, and we're going 5 wides. And you can do anything you want with that team. So if you're building the Goon Squad, not the good guys, the bad guys, the team you know is just going to be so damn good that it's going to take, the Toon Squad and Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski to come in there. Maybe Rob's on your team. Maybe Tom's on your team. But we'll see. Who's on your squad?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, and quarterback. All right.
And I get how many? I get one running back.
Yep. It can be anybody.
And you sent me this earlier. I didn't even think about it because I want to rip it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
The running back that I would take would be Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I like that.
The wide receivers I would take would be DK Metcalf.
Freak. Except for
How many wideouts do I get? Yeah, he got his K. Like,
you got 4 more.
I got 4 more wideouts?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to take Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Travis Kelce. Can I do that?
Yep.
Is that fair? Am I allowed to do that?
I was going to say we should have a tight end anyways, but we went with
I'm going to take Stephon Diggs.
All right. One more.
And I'm also going to take... I need a speedster. No, I don't need a speedster. All right, so I'm going to take... Because I need somebody that can run the court, that's consistent, that's a guy that can kind of catch a third down pass in the league, of course, or translate, kind of somebody who can show up. So I'm going to take Larry Fitzgerald.
Dig that.
As a sleeper pick, Larry Fitzgerald
out there
is
doing
the guy
things
that would do that for me. He's actually more of like a player coach on my team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get some subs in there, but yeah, I like it.
I like that. I like that team. And Lamar Jackson's a smart way because he's got to play defense too. And Lamar, with that athleticism, can do basically anything.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to go away from that. I'm going to go with Pat Mahomes at quarterback. I think Pat's athletic enough, played shortstop, played a lot of baseball. I think he's athletic enough to cover. He can do the same thing Lamar Jackson can. Maybe not as fast, maybe not as athletic, but he can hold his own. I mean, I'll let him cover Fitz. I mean, he's probably faster than Fitz these days.
That's true. Fitz will bump his ass right out of the way.
Yeah.
Though. I'm just looking for like a 2-yard out, like for the first down on you know what I mean. All I need is like a bucket right around the rim, like 3 times a game, and that Fitz is going to be able to get us. And Fitz will not turn the ball over. He will not turn the ball over. He's fundamentally sound. Yeah, that was a good pick. And I know he's damn near retirement, but name a more Mr. Reliable than Fitz at this point. I'm taking him all day. I feel really good about that pick, actually, now that I talk through it.
It makes sense. My running back is going to be Alvin Kamara. Shifty. No line, shifty. He's going to be able to work his way through. I don't think Travis Kelce's touching him. Now, when it comes to my wideouts, I was thinking about this. If I got Odell Beckham that we saw in New York, he would be my guy here. But we haven't seen that guy with the Cleveland Browns. That guy's long gone so far. So, I'm going with...
Are we playing NBA 2K10?
Yeah. If we're going 2K15 or something here, yeah, we're right. I mean, no. Instead, I'm going to go DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, Hop is the best receiver in the league, probably. I'm going to go A.J. Brown because he's just going to bully people. I mean, he's going to push your guys off.
So he's, yeah. No,
and if I'm going Goon Squad, I'm doing that. Where you went Travis Kelce, I was thinking, who could be someone who can play defense but can also bully people and make catches and is athletic and fast? I'm going to go Aaron Donald. I think he'd be a hell of a tight end. Plus, when it comes to playing defense, I mean, he's just going to knock people off the line.
So you're going to play Aaron Donald at tight end?
I'm going to play Aaron Donald at tight end. Because we're going to be rough. This team's going to beat the hell out of you.
I mean, so is he going to be like an enforcer? Like on a hockey
basically,
ring? He's basically going to go out there.
You remember the first Space Jam?
He falls out or gets up flagrant too. Hey, like he's done.
We don't have to worry about that on 7-on-7. These guys are going out for short outs, whatever. He's going to get open. He's going to box anyone out. He's my Fitz because no one's going around him. They're going to walk towards him and be like, yeah, I'm going to back up on that. I mean, I was thinking about Jalen Ramsey as well. Because I think Jalen could be a fine wide receiver. He's also going to shut down any guy you got. So I'm going to say, yeah, give me Jalen Ramsey. And then I'm going Tyreek Hill. Because who is better as the Goon Squad?
Yeah.
I mean, as not a good guy as the bad guy, than having Tyreek Hill, the cheetah. I mean, that's the way I go.
Fitzgerald doesn't fit the Goon Squad at all. He's
No,
just
but
like a stand-up citizen, though. Like, you know,
he fits. Like, that's the guy they'd want to take his power. It would make sense.
Right. It does all come together.
This was a segment. I'm like sitting there at work. I'm like, hey, I got a random ass idea. Let's try it. And both of us put no thought into it prior. I kind of thought about Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald earlier, but that was as far as I got. We both put the teams together on the top of our heads. I like that.
You sent it to me. I didn't know you were actually going to bring it up, and so like I was like, all right, well, hey man, let's roll. I think it's more authentic and better off the top of my head anyway.
This whole show, 100% authentic. I mean, there was no notes, nothing. I literally walked in the house, washed my face, sat down, and we rolled with the show.
It's good to be
and
back.
We put out, 42 minutes here of quality content. You want to get anything else off your chest tonight?
No, I mean, I'm excited for football to be here. Like,
hell yeah.
And I love, like, the problem with I have this brand new house with this pool in the ground pool and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just rains all the time, dude.
Yep.
And it's like tonight was an example. Like the one nice night, there's soccer practice. Like we haven't been able to use it. I am looking forward to some football and some chili and things like that.
And hey, I got all kinds of crockpot ideas coming up because we love crockpots on Sundays.
I just love crockpots in general, so I am always open to that.
So
but
I got all kinds of recipes I've been writing out. I have to send them. Hey, maybe we'll put them on the show. Send us some recipes, y'all. At Somerville CLE, at Detroit Dave 7, because I'm a fat dude who loves food. I mean,
I like food.
I'll try anything.
I biked 28 miles in the last 3 days. Not that bad, no big deal. Yeah.
You rolling on a Peloton or?
Yeah, like a stationary bike.
All right.
That we bought. It was like we got it for like $75. We got this bike. I've done it like 28 miles in 3 days. Probably won't last very long, so I just want to get that out of the way now tonight, so everybody knows I did those 28 miles.
That's badass.
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't realize
pound or something.
I'm doing a podcast with Lance fucking Armstrong over here. And he ain't even used PEDs.
Listen, I didn't want to be all like boast, I didn't want you to like have to feel like bad, like that I biked these 28 miles, but like. Hey, listen, there was no mile left behind.
That's some good stuff, though.
Sweating going on, yeah. No, it's. I just hate working out, but like, if I can sit on a bike and pedal in front of the TV.
Okay, so you're watching the TV still. That's the way you do it. All right.
I got and so it's like I like to go like kind of like fast. So like I've been doing like 10 miles every 30 minutes. So like, it's been 3 days. So I feel like I pretty much am like a kind of a workout addict, at this point, even though I hate every minute of it, I'll probably do it for a couple more days, but I'm going to live on top of this hill of joy and satisfaction that I worked out.
That's nice. I mean, how the legs feel? Feeling like jelly, or you feeling good?
So when I got off of it 2 days ago, I fell down to the ground because my legs did give out on me, but like today I did like 7 or 8 miles in 20 minutes.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, it's fucking terrible. It's just terrible. Like so the problem is like you do like 2 minutes and you're like, I hate everything about this. And you're like, I have 28 minutes left. And so, so I just wanted to make sure I got it off my chest, like that I was a workout warrior this week. Mm-hmm. Next week, it may be different. The weekend, heading into the weekend, I'm going to eat whatever I want, but I've been eating healthy foods and stuff. Like, listen, it's a pretty good deal. Beer doesn't help. But
stay tuned to that. Next week, we'll find out how Drew's workout here is going. I mean, how many miles has he ridden? How many miles do you think you will ride between this show and the next show?
So I'm not doing it on the weekends.
Yeah.
So I would say 40 miles.
All right, cool. Hopefully we'll see you do it. We'll talk about it next week. What do you got going on golf-wise this weekend? You got any extra shows?
I actually don't at this point. I think I've done 3-4 golf shows this week already.
Nice.
So it's been nonstop. So now it's just kind of time to relax and enjoy it. And all the bets have been placed. So far we're winning cash. We'll see what happens coming in the next few days. But
bravo.
But yeah, it's nice to just kind of be done with it because there's a lot of work that goes into majors and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna sit back and enjoy it. I may hop on and do like a Spaces thing with my guy Nick in the next couple of days just to get fan reactions. See what's going on. But yeah, that's about it, man.
And who's winning the Open?
George Smith. Easy. Claire Johnson.
Holding it up already?
Yeah. No
All
doubt.
right, book it. You heard it here. Drew says it. It happens. That's basically a bonus Ward's Wagers right there. Y'all, thanks a lot for checking in with us tonight. First show back in a long time. Fun, especially since we just basically threw it together and whatever, man. It was good. Good to be back. Had a lot of fun. We'll be back next week, probably around 8:30 again. Do half hour, 45 minutes. Get Drew off to bed. It's late. We can't keep this man up. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same actually.
What are you having?
I'm looking forward to that. That's still to be determined.
Whatever you have, enjoy it, man. I got some leftover pizza there. I'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, man,
Remember,
good night.
as always, if you live the life you love the life you live. Night, kids.